The following program is funded in part by the Dana Foundation, Rhode Island Alliance for Arts Education, Rhode Island State Council of the Arts, VSA Arts of Rhode Island, and the Rhode Island Arts Learning Network, as part of the Community Toolkit Project. Think Arts, Life, Learning. What would you say if I asked you to paint me a picture, write me a story, sing me a song, tell me a little about yourself, and educate me all at the same time? Not very easy, right? Well, it may be easier than you think. Put all those elements together, and that spells art. Mix a little technology with it, and you've got a way to create, communicate, and educate like no other. And that's really cool, right? We found a way to amp it up a bit and designed a program to get young adults away from the drama of their everyday life and into the world of art, discovery, and digital film. Now I know what you're thinking, but check it out. It's really a digital diary as seen through their eyes, done by youth, for youth, and about youth. We give them the tools, show them how to use them, and watch as they discover the world of artistic self-expression and its importance in their everyday lives. They pick the subject, do the interviews, and totally produce this program. So watch as we peek into the process of Confessions of a Teenage Critic. Remember, it's by youth, for youth, and about youth. Let's see what they come up with. Hi everybody, I'm Laura Sebastian, and on this next segment coming up, we're heading over to Boston's Freedom Trail. Now I know what you're going to say, history's a little boring, but I'm going to show you that it can be a whole lot of fun. Today I'm taking Grace, Daraja, and Jamie over to show them where history began in America. It's going to be amazing. Stick around, you're going to love it. Today we trot off to Boston, the city of history, good food, and scholars. Now I know what you're thinking. Big city, a lot of people, hard to navigate. Well, I tend to agree with you, yeah. But it's really an awesome place. And I believe if you ever get the chance, you should definitely check it out. It's where it all began. The Boston Tea Party, Paul Revere, the Declaration of Independence, our nation's birth. We're lucky it's only 40 minutes from us, and we can come here today, tomorrow, and in the future. And lucky for you, we will. You'd probably need a week or so to cover everything, and maybe more like a month if I was really serious. But for now, we only have the afternoon, so we're doing the Freedom Trail and dumplings in Chinatown. Yum! Grace is a typical teenager, and an hour late because of Starbucks. So we start off with a bang.
Message received.
Okay, here we are, look. 20 minutes late because where's Grace?
Message received.
Hi, dude. What would you? Hi. What do you want me to
Hi.
say anything other than hi?
No.
Or do you think
She's
that
not provoking
you
me
just
to
like
say
the word
anything
hi?
else. I think the word hi is over.
You try to like insert.
I
this
prefer
conversation.
hey. I would never say hi.
Back there. So are you guys excited about going?
You're right.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Freedom Trail before?
Yes, I have. I actually have not.
You
Although
haven't?
I have
You
been to Boston quite a few times.
I wish I could purr.
We're going to Faneuil Hall, right?
Yeah.
I love Faneuil Hall. You're
Me
gonna
too,
love it.
girl. Me too.
You're gonna love it. It's
Have
pretty
you ever
nice.
been to Freedom Trail?
No.
You haven't?
But she's a little patriot, so she's gonna like it.
The tour we've chosen is put on by the Freedom Trail Foundation, and it's one of the best in the city. Actors dress in period clothing and walk you around historical points as they tell you amazing stories about the site. We've jumped in the middle of the tour for foresaid reasons. Arg! But it all works out, as Sam Jones, the creative director of FDF, is happy to meet us at the Boston Commons, catch us up, and tell us a little about the tour.
Hi, I'm Daraja Hines. I'm here with Sam Jones, the creative director of the Freedom Trail Foundation. So just tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I do a lot of different things for the Freedom Trail Foundation, but one of the things that's the most fun, what we're going to be looking at today, is the costume-guided tours we provide of the Freedom Trail, where they have what we call the Freedom Trail players, performers and actors in full colonial dress portraying real people and leading people around the Freedom Trail.
So what kind of things should we expect to see on the tour?
Well, the thing that makes the Freedom Trail important, and one of the things that makes Boston so wonderful, is that a lot of the really important events that led up to the American Revolution happened here, and a lot of people know those by name. The Boston Massacre, you should expect to see where that happened. The Boston Tea Party, you should expect to see where that started. There's a burial ground on the tour where a lot of the really famous people who were involved in the Revolution are buried, and so you might get to see the final resting place of Paul Revere or Samuel Adams or John Hancock on this tour as well. And our tour guides are really good at telling the story of that, and so you should expect to hear about all these events in detail as well. Maybe hear some things about them that you didn't learn in school.
Well, that's great to know. That's really cool. Okay. Do you have anything specific, like any favorites on the tour?
Oh, me personally? I really like the Granary Burial Ground. It's a little morbid to sort of like a graveyard, right? But it's got such beautiful carvings on the headstones. So many famous and interesting people are buried there, not just Revolutionary era people. One of the Salem witch trial judges is buried there. Benjamin Franklin's parents are buried there. All these very, very interesting people. And it's also a site that we at the Freedom Trail have been giving money to. That's one of the purposes of the foundation, is not only to promote the Freedom Trail, but also to preserve the sites. And this year, we donated $100,000 to the preservation of the Granary Burial Ground. And so we're very proud of that.
Well, that's great. That's great. All right. Well, I'm really excited to get started, so let's go check it out.
Let's do it.
All right.
Our focus in this segment is actually the high schoolers who intern at the Freedom Trail Foundation in the summer. This program is pretty cool. The kids love it, get a chance to do things they never would, and learn an enormous amount about our history at the same time. What's better than that?
Hi, I'm Jamie, and I'm here with some high school students who are involved with the Freedom Trail Foundation summer program. So they're in costume and they help with the tours. So I'm just going to ask them a few questions about what they do here. And also I'm curious, how did you guys get involved with this?
Well, this is my third year with the Freedom Trail Foundation. I started through the Boston Youth Fund, which is a fund from the mayor that pays students to get a job, during the year, during the summer. That way they have a summer job and they get used to having a job and handling money and everything. Now I come through John Hancock Scholars because I've been with the company for 3 years. So.
Well, at first I thought this was just a summer job. I was told this was a summer job at my school. When I came here, I found out it was an internship. So, yeah.
Same thing with me. I heard it was a summer job and I was interested because it was an internship and it's good for college.
So do you guys have a particular interest in history? Is that how you ended up on this in particular?
Not exactly. I had started looking for jobs late, and this was like the only thing that was left that interested me, so I just came here.
Have you guys been enjoying it?
Yes.
Love it.
I'm Kara Joyce.
I'm Washawn Castro.
I'm Paul Vu.
So what do you guys do on these tours? Like, what's your role exactly?
Well, basically our role is mainly crowd control, sort of, because there are people that will try to jump on the tours without paying, and they are paid tours.
So what kind of history, do you guys do any kind of briefing about the history, or do you just kind of walk with them?
Just walk with them. But if someone can't reach the tour guide and they ask us a question, we're supposed to be able to answer it if we can.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of, do you have all the information about the history? Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys cover on this tour?
Well, basically we cover pre-revolutionary Massachusetts, Boston especially, of course. We talk about the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere, obviously, because he's buried right up there. We talk about the Park Street Church, the Boston Common, Tea Party. And if there's something that started in Boston, we probably talk about it. And once we get into the North End, obviously, again, we talk about the Old Nut Church. We talk a lot about Paul Revere up in that area. And Copsville Burial Ground. Big one too. And you are?
I'm Adriana.
And are you also part of the high school?
Yes, I just had walked away for a second.
Oh, that's fine. So, I've talked to these guys a little bit about what they do here, but if there's anything you can give us, is just kind of a debriefing of how you guys sort of conduct the whole trail and everything.
Well, we trail on a tour every single day, so we answer questions and stuff. I'd say that's my favorite part about it. getting asked questions, but I mean, they probably already talked about this, but we also do different projects like the Granary Project. We've been doing some research, finding photos for people who are buried here. And anything else we need to do, we'll do deliveries for the office. We do a lot of different things.
So are you interested in the more historical aspects? I know some of them just got involved as like a summer job type thing, but did you have a particular interest that drew you to this program?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested in history. I would like to study it in college, international relations though. But yeah, I do enjoy history a lot. I'm not particularly into colonial history, but it definitely intrigues me. And I like that whenever I go on a tour, each tour guide is different, and I learn new things every single day on each different tour.
So what kind of questions do you guys typically get asked?
Where's the nearest tea stop? No, but I mean, we also get clarifying questions. When you go on really big tours, they often can't hear, so then if one tour guide isn't offering information that another tour guide did, I'll get to tell them about that. And that's always interesting. It's usually just small questions that I'm then able to build on.
Hearing different tour guides and seeing the different ways that they conduct the tours, like there's certain tour guides that will skip a certain site that's not so important, like the Boston Latin School, and there are other people who will go in depth on that, and it's sort of a different experience every time you see it, and no two tours are the same.
So I'm assuming you guys probably enjoy this since you're dressed in some pretty hot clothes for this kind of weather, but I mean, would you recommend taking these tours, and like, are you guys going to continue doing this every year?
Definitely.
Yeah. I'll be too old next summer, but I'll recommend it for other people.
Yeah. All right. Well. Oh, are you guys local? Did that help you get involved?
Yeah. 3 of us are from Boston Latin School.
Yes. Oh, okay.
All isn't.
Where are you from?
I'm from Dorchester. I go to the school.
Okay. All right, well, thank you so much for talking to us. I think we're going to go try and catch up with the tour and get some shots of them actually conducting it. But it was interesting to get a chance to talk to all of you, and good luck on your tours today and every day. So, thank you.
To go down to the docks and break into the bodies of the ship and unload 342 trunks of tea and just hack open the tops of these trunks and dump all this into Boston Harbor. Now, the reason it was not called the Tea Party to begin with, the original term was the destruction of the tea. Because what's the weather like here on December 16th? Is that fun? Is it fun to go down to the docks in the middle of winter here in New England? No. Now, parties are fun, right? Are parties not fun? All right.
So we're getting a little update on the Boston Tea Party. She's giving an explanation of what happened historically, and
occasion. It was back-breaking labor that took these men all night long.
It was a revolutionary cry.
600,000 pounds of tea that night. 600,000 pounds of tea. We cost the king a lot of money. This was owned by the East India Trading Company, a British company. Therefore, what's significant about this protest is not only was it the most expensive protest we had ever conducted, but it made the king the angriest of all. And it's what he did in retaliation that makes this such an important event in our history. 6 months later, England passes a series of laws that make us all realize in this colony we can no longer negotiate. The time to prepare for war has begun. He passes the Intolerable Acts, and they are the following. Number 1, Boston Harbor is shut down to all sea trade. Number 2, 4,000 more redcoats are sent over here to police us. Number 3, the royal governor is replaced with General Thomas Gage, a general. Number 4, he abolishes our beloved town meetings. Now, when you block all sea trade, what happens to your economy? It fails, yes. And this is why this is so significant, why this is such a momentous occasion, because the king is trying to crush us and bring us down. And that's when we realize the time for negotiations is over. It's the following April, less than a year later, 75, that the shot heard round the world is fired on Lexington Green, and the Revolutionary War begins. Huzzah!
Huzzah! I would just add huzzah.
Don't fire till you see the whites of their eyes.
Battle of Bunker Hill.
Okay. Yeah, girl.
You are hatred right now. Hey guys, we're following the tour right now. It's actually really interesting, and it's funny to see all these people in colonial style costumes, walking around, you know, modern downtown Boston.
Yeah, but then you also get like the really old historic buildings too at the same time, so it's really interesting to see like the clash of culture in the
Definitely.
city.
Some of the architecture here is really beautiful and it hasn't been updated lately.
This is the oldest city in the country, I think.
I've heard that for sure. So the nice thing about Boston is that it's a beautiful city. It's very full of people. It's full of life. You get a lot of culture here, but at the same time, some of the buildings, as you can see, are very old. They haven't been updated or renovated anytime recently, and there's a lot of historic culture here. For example, a lot of the theaters are still almost unchanged other than some very minor renovations to keep them clean and updated. But you know, some of these buildings have not been changed.
Another city like this in the entire country or world.
So true. Absolutely true.
John Foot Penis.
They were here to accommodate horses and carriages and people on foot, not some giant horses carriages which you have invented. I don't know why. In any event, I bring you down here, but Spring Lane is actually named after a natural spring that stood right here. The land that Boston is built on was originally called Shawmut Peninsula. This is a Massachusetts tribe word. It means land of living waters. So this whole peninsula area was named after this spring.
Here was the Great Spring, which for more than 2 centuries gave water to the people of Boston. The Bostonian Society has set this tablet in 1907. I say we go get dumplings and share and just see how it is, and then we can pop over to Faneuil Hall for like gelato or something later, because they have a bunch of really delicious stuff outside.
And this is the story of Charlie Sheen. I have a bag for lunch. I cannot wait to eat my lunch. I love you, lunch. Give me a lunch. No. Give me a lunch. No. Why not? It's my lunch. Last chance, buddy. Prepare to give me your lunch. No. Oh, sh**. Charlie Sheen. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Oh. No, no. Oh, no, no. I will make sure this never happens again. Charlie Sheen's only mission was to simply partake in his ritualistic sandwich eating. He did not anticipate the obfuscation of the forces of homelessness, and in his rash reaction, he aimed to rid the world of all homeless men interruptions, but decided to do this by blowing up the world. But behold, in the cold void of space, he has now realized he is without food and without a home.
Hey guys, we had an awesome time on today's show, and we hope you did too. We did. So we're moving to Saturdays at 11, unless we already did. But either way, you definitely want to check us out. You don't want to miss these shows. They're going to be great. So
because we used to be on Sundays.
Yeah.
Right?
So stick around.
Saturday now.
Yeah. So stick around and watch us next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Teenage Critic.
It's the best. Later. Peace out.